All right, cool guys. Welcome back to another episode of Catching Feelings. Yeah, it's been a while, but we're back at it, and I'm here. Yeah, the lady,
Wow.
Shadi. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. The honest truth is, genuinely, I'm figuring it out.
Are you figuring it out?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Before we dive into the whole figuring it out, let's get maybe the formalities out the way, because obviously the audience needs to know who you are.
Yeah.
How old are you? What you do for profession? You know, your relationship status. You know, those are important stuff. You know, because like this is a dating relationship podcast, so I think let's get that information out the way.
It feels so formal. I
Alright,
mean,
well,
like, hey.
you know what?
Okay,
I mean, like, we got the
I got the
bubbly here.
ones. Okay. So my name is Shadi Masemola.
Okay.
I'm 25 years old.
Okay.
Mother of one.
Half of 50. That's how we
Half of 50, you know what I'm saying? And I'm really disappointed I didn't get to celebrate it because my water broke on my birthday, but that's a chat for another day.
Okay.
I'm 25. I'm engaged.
Are you engaged? How long you engaged for?
I've been engaged for a year now. Yeah.
Ah, that's why we're gonna touch on that.
A year
We'll
now.
circle back on that one. Okay, so I continue. Yeah.
I'm engaged.
What's your career?
I'm an aspiring chartered accountant.
Okay, that's nice.
I'm doing my second year in articles.
Yeah.
So I'm one exam from being the final CA essay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I know a couple of CAs, and apparently, I don't know if it's the same for like in South Africa. Like, do CAs really make good money in South Africa?
Look, it's above average.
Okay.
But the market is quite saturated these days. Yeah. I mean, like I was reading a stat just the other day, and they were saying international take-in has dropped by 87%. So it's becoming a lot more saturated. I, for one, I'm there to get the letters more than anything.
Yeah.
I just needed the letters I need the letters to speak for me in many ways than one. Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, that makes sense. Then I think maybe let's just kind of go back a little bit. Being obviously you're 25. I mean, 25. I mean, like you're still in that prime, like those prime years.
Yeah.
And you're engaged, which a lot of ladies
Like,
strive for.
It's okay.
You know, and like it's rough in the dating world right now, right? But maybe just to touch a little bit on your characteristics, like how did you grow up? Are both your parents still together?
Yes. So I grew up in a very comfortable home. My mom and my dad are still together. Complicatedly, if that's even a word, together, but they're together. Okay. I was raised by my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
Had 4 siblings. My 2 older brothers passed away.
Oh, okay.
And so it's just my little brother and I. And then I have my very lovely sister, Tabi Singh as well. Not biological, but definitely.
Sister.
Yes, my sister. Yeah. So that was us. I mean, went to primary school, high school in Boksburg. English schools. So we were always those kids in the hood. They'd be like, barich, go habo, whatever.
Okay.
It was really boring.
We know those. We know those.
Yeah, they see like there's 3 cars and they're like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it was a very good upbringing, man. I still carry a lot of lessons that my parents raised me with. I actually resonate with a lot of lectures and a lot of sayings that my parents used to say when we were growing up. Now, you know, crazy that you would actually appreciate the shouting at you at the time because you didn't then and you do now, you know. I
think maybe then the interesting thing that you mentioned, your parents, between your mom and your dad, who would you say kind of influenced a lot of how you date nowadays or how you see men or relationships in general?
Oh, listen, I'm a daddy's girl. I'm an OG daddy's girl.
So Pops is taking this one.
Yo, no, my dad has set the bar high, man. Oh, geez, like... First of all, I'm the only girl, amongst 3 boys. So obviously, like naturally, my dad raised me in the spec of a boy. You know, I was his little angel and so on, but he made sure to relay, let me say, manly skills to me. You know, I mean, I remember when I first started driving, one random Sunday, he parked all the damn 4 cars outside.
Okay.
And he's like, you're going to take out the wheel one by one, all 4 cars.
Serious?
Yeah. I know how to change a spare wheel, like a tire.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
So basically, like, it's safe to say he was kind of preparing you how to be independent.
Yeah, for sure, without a doubt. He's exposed me to a lot of places that he goes to when he needs quick fixes, you know, Lokshan community.
Yeah.
You've got a puncher. This is where you go, my daughter. Haunale puncher, you have a lock nut. You know what I mean? You have, He taught me a lot of those things. Gardens. So my upbringing was not limited to let me say the feminine side of things. And naturally being around 3 boys, you get beaten up a lot. So you get you toughen up that skin real quick, you know. Cool.
And then obviously, do you think in terms of, because like since you're talking about your dad kind of instilled a lot of these traits, do you think like even in your search for potential partners, in retrospect, you're kind of like looking for your dad in them? In terms
Crazy
of
enough,
qualities?
yes. Yeah. I mean, even my type, you know.
Is it?
Yeah, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like them dark skin, nice and tall.
Yeah.
You know, he takes care of things. Like, my dad was my first teacher to princess treatment, you know.
Okay.
And naturally so, like, that's kind of what I look for when I'm looking into potential partners, you know. Yeah, I mean, even turns a bit outy, dude. Hey, I was never into your snobby guys, you know. I was always into like a little bit of baddie boy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No, that's interesting because like usually like your archetype of how you are raised, usually it becomes a bit of a personality clash with males.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like a man to kind of be dominant for you has to be extra dominant because you're already kind of
very dominant. Yeah.
So like, how does that look like though?
I'm like, you know what? You're right. It's very dominant in nature. I know what I want. I'm very clear of what it is that I want, right? And I guess it comes across as too strong maybe when you are able to just communicate what it is that you expect to be brought to the table. Has it taken a lot of gents away from me? Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, it's called controlling. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
like
she's
too controlling.
Oh, they say you're controlling.
Yes,
okay.
But am I really controlling or do I just know what I want?
Oh, it's very subjective. Isn't it?
You get what I mean? Obviously, there's room to...
Yeah.
I had to, I mean, for most of my time growing up, until about grade 9, I started being a girl in like grade 9. But before that, I was very tomboyish, had guy friends only.
Oh, okay.
Hated girls, couldn't stand girls. I just thought there was too much drama, dude. Like, we cannot be fighting over who touched whose hair, you know what I mean? And I never had hair for that matter. Like, Eskelen cat girl, you know? Yeah, so it was only in grade 9 when I probably had my first dress that was chosen by me in a shop, you know? And that's, I guess, when I started recognizing my identity as a girl, right?
Grade 9?
Yeah, in grade 9, recognizing my identity as a girl and pursuing myself as a girl, you know, like the way I dress, the way I carry myself. Do I want hair now? Do I want to wear earrings? You know, so I was like grade 9, 15 years old. Yeah. But other than that, I was just that girl in shorts, sneakers, playing with the boys, dopey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So then, because I just want to see the transition from where you are now to how you were before. So then, before, like, what would you say attracted you to I guess the opposite sex or whatever the case may be? Because I'm trying to understand like just how it changed from you being the tomboyish girl that you were to what you are now. Like, what kind of guys do you think you were looking for? Like, maybe when you're a little bit younger, because now you're 25. Let's say maybe 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll refer to high school. Okay. So I was very athletic in nature. So I was very exposed to your soccer boys, your athletic boys, you know. So By virtue of that, I was very attracted to your soccer boys.
Oh, okay. Very athletic.
Your soccer boys, your the cool guys, you know, because we grew up wanting to be the coolest in the squad, you know, and like it's crazy. It's very complicated, actually. Like I remember for some time, I wasn't into the idea of recognizing the opposite sex. You know, we were always just the same. And it's like, oh, geez, they boys, you know, and boys ask girls out, you know. And when that did happen, it was a confusing time, man. Like, yeah, like
it's always like high school times.
Yes, early high school going into it was very confusing for me because, first of all, I was going through my own transitioning, you know, of trying new things, wearing pink, you know, I hated pink.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, no, wasn't my thing. And then now there's the introduction of the male species in that sense, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you know. So the kind of guys that I would go for was the cool guys, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, the cool guys, the guys that you can go watch soccer with, go watch and play soccer after school. Yeah, very popularity driven. Was nothing deep to it, really. The coolest, the better. The quietest, boring.
Okay. Yeah. And then like then when did the transition happen? In terms of because I'm assuming like what you liked then is not what you liked now in 25.
Yeah, no.
So like what do you think changed in terms of what you look for?
I don't want to say experience. I really don't want to say experience, but like, hey.
Is it experience?
I guess it is, you know, because I remember I dated this guy. He was a soccer player. He was older. I was like 15. He was probably like 18. 19.
Okay.
It was nice because my friends and I were at it. There was these boys in Dawn Park, you know what I'm saying? So we'd all leave school after exams, go there and be girls and boys and dates, you know. Okay. And it was fun then because there was it was a group thing, you know, with friends. You know what I mean? And more than anything, I think I just loved the idea of having that kind of picture as associated with me, you know. He's a soccer boy.
Yeah.
They're very cool. So we're going to go out, go to their place, have drinks. Ning ning, we're going to go watch them play soccer, like real soccer, not like high school soccer, like real soccer, okay? So, yeah, I really loved that guy. I actually really loved him, you know. And I remember when I broke up with him, I wrote him a letter saying that I'm not breaking up with you because I don't love you. I'm breaking up with you because I know one day you're going to hit me.
Oh, snap, okay.
Yeah. Like, he never gave me vibes, you know. Don't sharp, right?
But was he that kind of guy in terms of just like, characters?
Yes, and he hated without even saying it, he hated my demeanor, you know, my ability to say no. And I would really irritate him when I would stand my ground, you know. And I said to him, you know what, like the way you're going, one day you're going to snap at me holding my ground, you know. And whether it's intentional or not, I suspect it might just happen, you know. There was a little bit of a pregnancy scare there. So I cleared that pregnancy scare with, I remember I was very dramatic. Jeez, I thought I was living in a movie. I sent the letter with the pregnancy test. The pregnancy test was negative, you know, and I sent the letter to his house, like real postage. Okay, I went to the postal office. Yeah, and that was the end of that relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's interesting from what you're saying because, I mean, that's what I was asking earlier on in terms of, do you think how your demeanor is that whole, because I like to say tomboy type of energy.
Happy with that.
If obviously it affected your relationships, because it's funny that when you mentioned that the guy that you dated, you had this kind of inclination that he might be physical, right? But now that's why I was trying to understand, like, is it a thing of like, because you're already masculine of sort, it meant that a man had to kind of sort of assert himself even more for him maybe to put you in line or maybe to get you to cooperate or whatever the case may be? Is that the kind of...
I think in general in life, you just need to learn how to land as a human being, okay?
Okay.
Whether you're loud or quiet,
Yeah.
you just have to have your own way to articulate yourself and land, you know?
Yeah.
With me, I always knew that it will never work between you and I if it's not going to fly, you know?
Oh, that's you?
Yeah, dog, like, I don't wanna how, hey? Like, speak to me, let's discuss, let's get into an agreement. Obviously, like there's the male urge that puts you into place. And as women, we actually do like that when your man puts you into place. But like, don't at any given moment believe that you can parent me without putting it in any other way, you know? Like, so I think that's where the difference was, you know, like you don't have to be louder, you know, you don't have to be aggressive, you know. My masculinity, right? That's how we're going to put it, was never there to threaten yours, right? And already by virtue of the fact that you are a gent was enough for me to recognize you as a man, you know what I mean? So, in terms of gender roles, I always knew my place, right, as a han, you know, but obviously as a gen, if you don't like something or you want something to go a certain way, you've got to make it land. You can't order me. I think that's the part that maybe got a lot of gents not...
So basically kind of understand the difference between being assertive and being aggressive.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, but now in terms of, I mean, like you said, like you learned those kind of key lessons at a very, I mean, you said what, 18, 19?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's say 18, 19. Yeah, okay, it's cool. Actually 18, 19. That's true, yes.
But I mean, it takes a lot of kind of wisdom or maybe some sort of insight for you to even to say, listen, I want to break up with you because there's a possibility that, or I'm seeing the possibility of you being physical. So now if you were to kind of advise maybe younger girls, maybe who was in your same age or even maybe older, whatever the case may be, like what would you say they need to look out for, or what do you think were the trigger points that you pinpoint that maybe somebody else who's listening to you right now can be like, oh, I think I can, you know, identify these traits within the person I'm seeing, or is this thing something that I should be worried about?
Yeah, okay. First of all, without even going far, I'm going to say what my mom always said to me.
Yeah.
Your instinct is your God, number one. Okay, normalize recognizing your instinct as though you're listening to your parents telling you something, right?
So that intuition.
Yeah, your intuition is very strong, and your intuition will definitely never lie to you, number one, right? Number two, for me, like, we all know what our pet peeves are, right? And we all know what our do's and don'ts are. And so, like, never for, like, second think your God, dude, like, you're not going to change anybody, okay? And if someone tells you or shows you in any way that they're a certain kind of person that you kind of don't align with, then listen to them, because 90% of the time, probably 95% of the time, your red flags are not communicated. Like by mouth, you know, it's always the actions, the words that come out when you're fighting. You know what I mean? The actions that are actioned, you know what I mean? Like, for me, if I have to put it into context, right? I'm a very vocal person. I'm very emotionally driven. So I like to talk things out, you know, let's figure it out, you know. And my biggest red flag is to have someone that is emotionally unavailable, you know, emotionally not intelligent, you know, by like, you know, like parents know when you're throwing a tantrum and when you really have something wrong going on. It's that kind of thing, you know, like relationships are not easy. I think also the older you grow, the more complicated they get, you know. It's not about meeting at the corner and having a hug or a kiss.
Hug.
You know, a little hug. You know what I mean? But it becomes more about, are we aligning in values? Are we aligning in... And I think as women, we tend to want to not see those things. Okay. We tend to want to, it'll get better. you know. And the real truth is, men know what they want. And if he wants to, he will. He really will, man. You know, besides the fact that, like, there are things that you learn in a relationship, right? Like what Silla really likes or what Shadi really likes and how he thinks and how he does things and how I do things, you know. There's the foundation that is set by the guy, you know, like, I know we like our species as human beings, we're kind of like superior of other things, but we behave like animals more than we recognize, right? So the prey and the predator, you know, if the lion is hungry, the lion is gonna go hunt. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So if that lion ain't hunting, don't hunt for him, honey.
Okay.
Don't do that.
I think also like what I'm quite interested in what you're speaking about is the whole emotional intelligence. I mean, like, how do you? Because obviously, you know, guys, sometimes guys can be a little bit slow when it comes to this whole emotional intelligence aspect.
Too slow for my liking.
Right? But now, like, how does, for you, like, how would you want a man or a guy to be emotionally available? Like, how does that look like? Because there's a guy who, like, when shit hits the fan, for him, like, it's either he wants to deal with it now, or maybe he wants to kind of like think it over and like, you know, just give me some time to process everything that just happened. I mean, like, would you consider that emotional intelligence, or do you consider emotional intelligence in terms of the words he uses when he speaks to you? Like, how do you, in your own perspective, like, how do you unpack that whole emotional intelligence?
Okay. First of all, like, lead with love, hey?
Okay.
Yeah, like, just lead with love. And, like, love, and I say love because it's such a broad word, right?
Very.
But it has to come from a good place. Yeah? Like, that's my partner, actually. What you just described is my partner. My man would have something going on.
Okay.
And he ponders through it. You know what I mean? And then he wants to come back and have the proper answer for it, I guess, you know. Whereas for me, I almost want you to pour yourself out as and when the happening is happening. You know, like, oh my gosh,
let's sort it out now.
I did not like that. You know, just be real with me, dude. Like, listen, dude, that was dumb. Don't do that. I don't like it. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to go that long, you know. We joke all the time. Some jokes are funny, some jokes are not, you know. We fight a lot. Some fights are serious, some fights are not, you know. And so I'm very much a deal with it as it happens, because some things really can be dealt with as they happen. Some things do need time to be thought about, you know. So for me, emotional intelligence, just lead with love, dog. Like, and for him and I to be where we are right now, clearly we have been at it.
You guys been dating for how long? Because I know you've been engaged for a year, but how long in totality?
A year and 6 months.
Oh, sorry, you've been engaged for a year, 6 months?
No, we've been engaged for a year.
You've been engaged for a year, but you guys have been together for a year, 6 months?
Yes.
So brother man proposed to you after 6 months of dating you?
Yeah. I'm saying it's the white style, please. What's this thing of like saying, I'll engage her when we're dating for like 3 years?
Okay, fine. You know what? Let's okay. I think we're done with the emotion.
No, like, okay, so to just conclude the emotional intelligence, lead with love.
Yeah.
And for me, clearly for us to be in a relationship, whatever sort, right? Be it romantic or any other relationship, we must have been at it for quite some time. So you know some things about me, I know some things about you, yeah? And so you kind of need to like act accordingly, you know? If I'm dealing with a Silla that likes to ponder and things a little more, I'll tell you, listen, yeah, you're a little messed up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go think about it, but this is what I think. Like, and I'm not gonna change. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you can always come back to me and we can have the conversation. But I say what I said. Okay. You know? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going like that, because it's funny you mentioned your whole situation. I mean, I'm just curious. And even maybe just from, especially with the timeline that we're talking about. Okay, cool. So in totality, you've known your partner, who's your fiance right now, for a year and 6 months as you speak, right?
No, I've known him for 2 years.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Can I tell you the story from scratch?
I was about to say, like, okay, cool. Let's, like, how do you guys meet?
This
like,
is where it gets really hot. Okay. Oh my gosh. So I was dating my ex.
Okay.
That I met in my final year in CTA. We were in the same year, same school. And so, like, you know, I don't want to say it was trauma bonding, but like, we were situation bonding, you know what I mean? We were together.
With your ex?
My ex,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
We're both in our final year. Final year, if you know, you know. CTA smacks. Okay, like, it's the worst year of your academic career in my line of career, right?
Okay.
It's just hectic, man, you know? So we went to school together and whatever. And I stayed in Randburg at the time.
Okay.
And then I moved out of Randburg and I moved to the same complex as him. And I'm like, you know, keep it the vibes. But it was nice keep it the ring, you know what I mean? Like, he had his place, I had my place.
Okay.
But we spent a lot of time together. We studied together. We, you know, we established a very good relationship together, okay? And then I started working last year. I passed my final year. He didn't. Okay. And so he decided that he's gonna go back home. And obviously I was working, right? Things were very rough at the time. And I'm not working now. So like obviously the pool is bigger. You know, the boys are more.
Oh, you mean like when you started working?
Yeah, like the boys are more. I'm a corporate baddie.
Okay.
The compliments are more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we had this welcome event that they hosted for us at work. And here's this guy gate crushing the first year party, right? And it's so weird how we met because they said to us, no, there'll be people there, go mingle, right? If you know me, like, I am very out there. I do speak too much, but like, don't tell me to go mingle. What do you even mean? Hi, my name is Shadi. What's your name?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's different. I think it's different when somebody tells you to go do something.
Yeah.
You don't naturally get into it.
Yes,
Okay,
you know? And like somewhere in the event, it started getting awkward because like my friends and I were like, okay, guys, you know what? We need to get to the party. Let's go meet other people. So we're all going to separate and go just to different corners. And I so happened to stumble on the guy group. I mean, are we shocked? No, we're not.
Yeah, because
right?
like, yeah. I really like, come on, that's another gent.
You know what I mean? It's just another boy. You know what I mean? Okay, there they are. There's about 4 or 5 of them. And I go there and I say, hi, my name is Shadi. And who are you guys?
Yeah.
And these guys, they start introducing themselves. But this one guy just can't talk, all right? Okay. And I'm like, okay, so I'm guessing you're shy. You know what I mean? And like his friend responds by saying, no, shame, don't worry. Don't be too surprised why he can't talk. It's because I'm chamile.
Oh, that's nice.
It's okay, you know what?
And there's always that guy who's like who's your indirect wingman.
Yes, right? And then I respond by saying, it's nothing new. I mean, can you see what you're looking at? Like, you know what, guys? I'm goofy. I play too much, okay?
You know, it's fine. I'm not even shocked at that comment, to tell you the truth. Right.
I was like, oh my gosh, if I were you, I'd be charmed too, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we just spoke that day, you know. He got me a drink. He bought me a drink at the work bar. We chilled and we just started talking. Mind you, I'm still in a relationship, okay? But for me, it was not a thing of I'm pursuing someone. I mean, I just met someone, you know, and I think I have the freedom to speak to other people, you know. That's another thing I think is weird about relationships. Are we not allowed to talk to other boys? Anyway.
Anyway, that's a conversation. That's a different conversation.
So, yeah. Right? Spoke to this gent, had a good night, we separated. But like ever since that night, I mean, you know, when we're in the same business, we can teams each other.
Oh, yes.
Right? Yes. So he would teams me, hi, how are you doing? Wanna get breakfast, wanna do this. I would do that. Some days I'd be like, nah, I'm not into it, whatever. But for one reason or the other, my current boyfriend was feeling a bit, I guess, insecure, you know.
Do you know about Brother Man?
No, what reason does he have knowing about him?
No, but I'm trying to connect the insecure
Oh,
part.
no,
So
like, I think it was just being insecure.
Oh, okay.
You know?
You could sense it.
Yeah, you could sense that, nah, my girl is being fished.
That's been handled.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? By some big boys at the workplace. You know what I'm saying?
They're going to
For sure. And, and to be quite honest, I hate to admit this, but he was a big boy compared to my current boyfriend,
Because he's still figuring shit out.
Yeah, I mean, he went home to go take a gap year,
oh my gosh.
So, okay, cool.
It was over for brothers before it even began.
No,
man.
it wasn't though. I was really into it. You know what I'm saying? Every month I had made a rule that every once a month we see each other. So he was in Limpopo. So I would drive up to Limpopo. He drives down to Gauteng. Once a month, we have to, right? And you know what? We did it.
Okay.
It worked. I mean...
Like, how long do you date him? Your ex?
It was just over a year, 6 months.
Over a year, 6 months. Okay.
No, year 4 months, year 3 months, somewhere there. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, him and I was really into it. I love that gent. I probably still do. But like, I love everyone, right? You don't just like switch on a switch and be like, hey, I stopped loving you. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, you just stop choosing to love them.
Or to be with them.
Yeah, to be with them. Yes, right? So, okay, cool. Things just started spiraling out of control. Like, I'd be on video calls with this guy. He sees a gent passing in my background. Who you chilling with? Oh my gosh, dude. Like, I'm not babysitting you. You know what I'm saying? And I kept saying that to him. I was like, dude, at some point, you're going to just have to learn that I've chosen you for a reason. And so you're going to have to trust me, Yeah. That's just how relationship goes, you know? Yeah. Okay. Long story short, we broke up.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, quickly. Who broke up with you?
He broke up with me. You know how terrible it was? We had just went on a holiday. He had driven down to Gauteng. And then we booked this really nice place. We had a great weekend. We went hiking. Oh my gosh, it was so, And then we separated the Monday we were over.
What is his reasoning?
I don't know. We're just not at the same place, I guess. He's just trying to figure himself out.
It's the whole thing like, it's you. I mean, it's me, it's not you.
Yeah, worst cliche in the
Wait, it actually
world.
means it's you, it's not me.
Yeah, it's you. No. He, there was just too much going on. I think he had a lot of self stuff to do. You know what I mean? And it was very much projected onto me.
Yeah. And
I really, to be quite honest, I really didn't know what to do with it, because from where I was, all I was trying to do is just be there with this guy and love him, whatever challenges that we came across. But clearly, it was not enough, I guess, Okay. Did we have our faults? Yeah, we did, like any other relationship. Okay, cool, happy. He breaks up with me. Terrified, of course, because I love this gent, right? Okay, cool. A week and a half later, this big boy from work bumps into me. And he says, yeah, I know you're single now. So I'm here.
Oh my
gosh. No, actually, the first thing he said when I was still dating my ex, he walked me to the parking lot and he was like, break up with your man.
What?
I'm here. I was like, dude, you really think I'll leave someone that I've been with for a long time for a gent that I just met? You know what? Men have confidence, guys. It's hey.
It's so safe out here in the streets. Niggas can just roll up in your girl like, yo, listen, break up this. Oh my God. Okay, anyway.
He said that. And I was like, nah, stop that crap. Women. Okay.
He was asserting himself. Okay.
Of course. And I asserted myself back,
Yeah.
2 weeks later after my breakup, shows up in the same spot, parking lot, and he's like, yeah, I know you're single, so...
How did you know that you're single?
I don't know how he knew. I don't know if I looked it. Or...
Maybe you change your status on Facebook,
I don't know what it is, because I didn't even post about it. And we had no mutual friends for someone to be whispering in his ear, I guess he just felt it.
Nah, yeah. He was probably grasping at straws.
He really was grasping at straws. But you know what? He grasped at real straws. Right time, right? Yeah. So he was like, I know you're single. I'm here, baby. What you say?
Okay.
Whatever. And being the girl that I am, and that believes that men need to hunt, you must hunt. You must do there in the grass. You must hide yourself. You
must be
put yourself in the position.
Who's this lame? What was It was Simba, yeah. It
Yes, and Mufasa.
When Mufasa was handling Simba, like handling a young pound
Yeah,
chicken.
you know what I'm saying? So I made him hunt, my boy. You know, like I was going out to my friends to like your farmers markets, and he would throw me with a nice allowance for the day. You know what I'm saying? Flowers at work. I gave him a run for his money. I really did, right?
So from that point to when you guys were kind of official, like how long would you say that time period was?
It was probably like a month and a half, 2 months.
Nigga put in work.
Nah, he pushed. Nah, you see, I told you, when men know what they want. Men, they know. And he pushed it, you know.
Okay, like considering how you guys met, like what would you say? Because especially like when a guy has to put in so much work like that, I mean, what is it about him that clicked with you to be like, oh, you know what, cool.
You know what, to be honest, when I met him, I didn't rate him. He was wearing the worst outfit. He was wearing sweatpants and do you know that office in Deloitte?
No.
Like, it's the most corporate space you'll ever find yourself. It's tough to wear tackies in that space, kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And here I am bumping to this guy in sweatpants.
Yeah.
I was very unimpressed with him, first of all, because, like, please take yourself seriously. Do you see where you are? You know what I mean? So I was very unimpressed. And, like, I went home and I complained about it, actually, to my mom. I was like, Mom, I met this guy. Can you believe it? He wore sweatpants.
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, listen, from sweatpants to engaged. I mean, come on.
Clearly he caught my attention.
That's what so that's what I'm trying to find out. Like, what was it, if you can, kind of pinpoint that made you be like, you know what? I can see something.
He was a man.
What is that? I mean,
he was a man.
Like, what does that look like?
You know, they say attraction starts with looks, mostly. Yeah.
I guess
you eat with your eyes first, even with food. Like, I mean, if I come and I dump you food that looks like dog food, you probably...
Well, for guys, yes. But for girls, sometimes it can be a little bit different.
Nah, we eat with our eyes first. We just don't say it. You gotta look nice, dude. Like, whatever your type is, appeal to me some sorts. I'm definitely not gonna give you my time of day if you look like the opposite of what I'm trying to find.
Okay. But I can still get you later if maybe we sit down and we
talk.
And
we talk.
That's
you
what
see?
I'm saying.
So with him, it was a thing of... okay, very disappointed at the sweatpants, but damn, I gotta bury the sweet of the juice.
Because you got a time. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
So, and for the first time, I was asked out by a very tall guy. I've always been trying to tiptoe while I hug, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I've never got a chance to do that.
You look like this. Like, look at him like this.
Look up to him type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I looked up to him quite literally.
Look, I mean, like, we don't want to like short guys, but I guess height does kind of.
No,
but it's always been a thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even the guys I dated, I never dated like a guy who was shorter than me.
Of course.
Like, be 2 centimeters taller than me, please. Just apply yourself. Touch the grass.
I live on Yana, maybe.
Yeah. Baba, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then it's safe to say, okay, cool. So aesthetically, he appealed to you.
Not too much. Just his physique. It was good to work with.
Yeah, okay. Like physical. But obviously, first time you saw him, my tie was a bit pop. And then, but there was something that kept him in the game, which was his height, dark, or whatever the case may be.
And the way he pursued me, man, he's Xhosa, so he spoke this Xhosa language. Like,
is it?
Yeah, he's very Xhosa.
He handled that whole... Okay.
Yeah. Very deep. Very deep.
Yeah.
Very deep Xhosa, like
the
type that even when he's speaking English, you can hear the Xhosa in the English. Yeah, very Xhosa. So he did that. He's got a very bold voice. You can't miss his voice for anything.
Yeah.
You know, so like...
So this is 2 years ago?
No, this is last year.
But I'm trying to understand this whole from 1 year and a half of you being together.
I mean, like, do you know where we are in the year right now? We're like in October.
October, yeah.
That's 10 months into the year.
Okay.
So it can easily be a year and 6 months.
No, but then you say 2 years.
My ex and I, no. I know him for, my numbers are wrong. Sorry. Yeah, because my ex and I broke up in April
of
last year.
Okay.
Him and I started dating in May. No, June. April, May, June.
Okay, so it's June and a couple of change. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just like a year, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe a couple of months.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now, and then we decided to get pregnant.
Was it like within the was it before or after the engagement?
Before.
Okay, cool. Oh, so you guys...
Listen, I don't even know. You know, there's no maths behind it. We were just in bed one day and I was just like, listen, I think I want a child. And he said, Bet.
Wait a minute. He said he wants a child.
I told him I want a
Oh,
child.
he wanted a child.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. But then at 25? I mean,
24.
at the time it was 24
Yeah,
at the
I've
time.
always known I'll be a young mom.
So you wanted to be a young mom?
Yeah.
Oh, snap, man.
I've always known I'd be a mom by 25, for sure.
But then now, was it a thing of it made sense with him because he was in the pitch at the time, or it could have been anybody at that time?
It made sense with him because he had given me assurance that
he was here for the long haul.
yeah, and also he's man enough to handle me, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Given the challenges I know that come with my character, I figured that he'll be fine.
Was it after? Because obviously you could. So that's after almost like a year or so, right, of being together. Okay, so you kind of understood each other and how you guys dealt with it.
Not really. I can't say we understood. I can't say we understood each other. So like, this is very terrible of me. You know what? Like, I've always believed in dating for 2 years, 3 years. Then you know what? But like, I don't know what hit me. I really don't know what hit me. I just met this guy and I just knew, man. I really just knew that. Like, thanks. That he was my man. He was my man. He was just my man. He was my man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got pregnant. Listen, I need you to keep the timeline so you can get where the story gets hot. Okay. So I break up with my ex in April.
And then you guys get together
July,
in June.
Yes. July, I find out I'm pregnant.
But you guys got together in June.
Yes.
Okay, I feel you.
Yeah. And then like we're in bed one day and I was just like, okay, I think I want a child.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he was like, together. Okay, say less.
Then being okay. He was like, let's
go. Yeah, I was like, cool, let's do it.
Okay.
Cool. Probably like a month after we discussed it, I was vomiting in my office's toilets. Ding, ding, ding. I'm pregnant. Okay.
The Cossack jeans.
The Cossack jeans. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he shot his shot and he scored.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm pregnant now, and obviously now we're going on with the year, right? It's the second half of the year. And things just got a little, and because of how young our relationship was and how much time we didn't get to just learn nitty-gritties about each other, I think coupled with pregnancy, you'll know that like a lot of noise comes with that. The hormones, you want more, you want less, you know what I'm saying? So we fought a lot. Okay, we didn't see on the same page a lot, right? For most of the time I felt like, and I think this is what guys do in general, like you find out that your girlfriend is pregnant or your partner is pregnant and your focus it shifts to the pregnancy, right? 100%. So somewhere along the line, I felt uncared for, maybe, to put it that way. Felt like I'm just here to carry the baby, you know. Okay.
So he wasn't doing all the things that he was doing before you got pregnant?
I mean, he was doing them, just not enough. Like, okay, if he did them 3 times a week, he did them once a week now.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So it's kind of...
Yeah, just to give you a picture. So it became more about eat vegetables.
Sorry. Yeah.
Don't eat. You know what I mean? I was like, why are you telling me what you eat, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Please just let me be me. You know, I think I've got it figured out. It's my body, you know. So for quite some time, we were not on the same page. Big ups to him though. He stuck it out. We figured it out. You know what I mean? But December came. Oh, I broke up with him in December.
Why?
Probably broke up with him in like November. I'm pregnant, dude.
Oh, okay.
You know.
So like it was on your part.
Yeah, like
to know what he did.
Like now that I'm looking back to it, why did I break up with him? I don't know. I was probably just mad at something, and I broke up with him. Breaking up with him sounded like the best option at the time. You know. The ex comes texting back.
Hey, man.
Hey, how are you? Obviously, he broke up with me abruptly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm a keeper, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay, I hear you.
Just kidding. But, like, it was like,
truth, man.
Hi, it's been a while. That kind of vibe.
Well, is this happening, like...
in December.
Like, during your single
I'm pregnant.
Pregnant, but separated.
Pregnant, but separated.
Yeah.
Hormonally separated. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Okay,
cool. Okay. Hey, how are you? Good. At the time, I'm working in Pretoria.
Okay.
This guy so happens to live in Pretoria.
Oh my gosh! Really? Okay.
And he texted me.
Yeah.
I suspect he might have seen my car pass by, you know.
Yeah, I know. That must have been
I missed you. How's it been? Can you meet up for lunch? Whatever. I'm like, hey, yo, dog, like, I ain't trying to hurt your feelings, right?
Yeah.
So maybe let's meet like next year, June. You know, let's meet up for lunch next
And
year.
then, like, does he know that you're pregnant at the
He
point?
doesn't. He had no reason to know. He broke up
Okay.
with me. I was just like, well, you know, I don't owe you any explanation.
Yeah, okay.
And we end up seeing each other in January, between December and January. Surprise.
Oh, so brothers now sees you like he's like, oh, he's thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be saying, you know, the old.
So he asks me,
yeah,
how many months pregnant are you?
yeah.
I'm like, yo, man, I'm giving birth in March.
Oh snap! Yeah.
I'm like pregnant,
yeah.
you know. Yo, this guy Adibala, hey. Like he counted months when we broke up.
It's not like doing maths in front of you. There's like,
yeah, and he's like, I suspect it might be my child. It's like, I can see why you'd suspect that, but like
nice.
it's not.
Ah, okay.
I could see why he could suspect it, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I knew it wasn't.
Considering the timeline,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he blew it out of proportion. Like, he got his family involved. Bro, it was a mess. It was a mess. Yeah. He told his parents that, like, guys, remember my ex, Shadi?
Yeah.
She's pregnant, and I think she might be my baby. Family got involved. They were asking for, like, things like paternity and stuff like that. And you know what? I'm really not a douchebag, okay? But I feel like he knew as well, deep down, that the child is not his.
Why do you say that?
No, you know.
No, but I'm saying, why you say you think he knew?
I think he knew, dude. He was grasping at straws. I mean, we broke up in April. I fell pregnant in July.
No, I mean, like, the reason I'm asking is because I'm assuming he's saying that because maybe he did not pursue the whole paternity thing, so maybe that's...
No. He pursued it.
Yeah.
Okay? He really pursued it. Like, he pursued it. Okay? But, like, from a point of being realistic, dog. Like, I think for him, and maybe for me at some time, it felt like we had left things undone. You know, maybe we wanted to rekindle or whatever. And for me, on my end, I felt like it was too late. I knew it was too late, but like, I did think about the idea of maybe rekindling our relationship. Like I said, I did love him, you know.
Yeah, because and obviously your previous one was kind of it was a bit rushed of sorts. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say it was a bit quick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair to say, you know. So obviously, coupled with the troubles that were happening in my current relationship and him knocking on doors, like it opened up a lot of room for you know, we went out for lunch. He saw that I'm really pregnant. He was all up in my calls. He was calling me day and night. And at the time, I was living at home. My man is living at his house. So obviously, there was a lot of time to take any other person's call, course, you know. Yeah. So, okay, cool. He pursued it. He involved his parents. They wanted a paternity. I told them, look, I'm not doing a paternity until I give birth. Okay. Gave birth. And yeah, obviously I'm going to want to have the father of the child that I know to be the father of the child in present. He was there for me.
But you got to still
baby,
separate it.
He was there. No, we fixed it. January we were fine. You know what I mean?
It was a December argument.
I was just feeling like, you know what, I want
one of those that
and then like, December what is and I'm like 6 months pregnant. What is that, dog? Like, which is also,
you know,
I was not into
I think
it.
that'd be a good excuse for niggas now. Like when it comes to December, like, hey baby, like actually, so the one January.
True. It's okay.
Like, dude, it's so hard in December, man. I'll see you in Jan.
I didn't want to see his face, dude.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness. Like, did I have a reason? No.
Oh, okay.
I was just like, yo, but dude, the less I see you, the better. Hey, like, apparently it happens.
You're a dude for sure, man. Like that's stuff that guys do, man.
Really? I was like, yo, the less I see your face, the better.
I mean, there's even memes and stuff that happen, like that happen about guys that, like, when it comes to December, November, late November, you're gonna see them. Come November, you're gonna hear guys on some guys, I don't know, like telling the ladies, like, don't be surprised if
he says
if the relationship goes on a break.
Yeah, it's like he looks for the smallest things. He's like,
and it comes back in January.
Yes.
He goes to go buy bread.
Right?
Yeah. And he comes back next year. Oh, please.
And he comes back with the bread. By the way, I went to the shop.
A whole month.
That was crazy.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. But January we were fine. I remember he was in Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
He came back very early. And obviously we were just...
Eastern Cape?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you about my type. But we're going.
Okay.
You see, so...
Okay.
Okay, fine. We did whatever we did. We went out to the lunches. He came back from Eastern Cape. And I had to admit to him what was actually happening, right?
With the ex.
Yeah. So told him, like, look, man, the ex has been on my dial a lot. He knows I'm pregnant and he's asking if the child is his. And obviously him knowing what happened, and I mean, there was room for doubt, to be honest. You know, are we really sure that the day that they said you fell pregnant is the day you fell pregnant?
Oh, so like he's doubting you now.
No. Like, this is the conversation I'm having with him, right? Yeah. So I said to him, like, I know that you're the father of my child, but I can understand why he has doubts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, okay, cool. And he was on some, listen, that's my daughter. That's my child.
Oh, you knew there's a girl that time?
Yes, we knew. And he was like, I ain't got no time for other niggas. You can do your nigga thing after giving birth to my daughter, you know, but like after that, like, but right now, you are attached to my daughter, so I'm kind of responsible for you. Okay, cool. Okay. We gave birth very well, not much complications, by the grace of God. And he was there, and he was like, look, can I come visit you? The ex was like, can I come visit you at the hospital? And obviously the answer is no. Yeah. When is he going to visit me? Like, am I going to have two men visit? Like, no, man, don't do that.
Your life was a movie.
Dude, it was very hard. Yo, dude, that's probably the biggest dilemma I've ever found myself to be in. Yeah. And I still blame myself for it because I could have just been assertive about it and gotten him off. But I guess, you know, there's always room for some gray area.
Okay,
you know,
cool. No, that's fine. I think for maybe like not to stick too much on that one. So you guys make up January, then you give birth in March, and obviously, so everybody's happy about
the baby. No one is worried.
So now, in terms of the relationship itself, like, does it get better? Because now there's a baby now. I mean, you guys were having problems when there was not even a physical baby. Yeah, it was just,
Does it get better? It gets easier to separate the two entities, right? The two entities being me and the baby. Okay. How to deal with the child and how to deal with me. And I think for the both of us, given that we fell pregnant probably like a month, 2 months into our relationship, we both owed each other the effort to get to know each other.
Oh, snap. So you guys are kind of like resetting everything.
Yeah, we're starting from scratch, you know. Because 2 months into the relationship, it became focused on the baby. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So basically, then it's safe to say that your process is not an ordinary
It's definitely
situation,
not, without a doubt.
You know? Because I can imagine girls or females or maybe just people in general, when they listen to your story, and maybe there might be a little bit of a disconnect. It's like, because I know people like I would never, you know.
I was those people.
Really?
Yeah, like, what do you even mean, dog?
Yes.
And you know what I mean? I was that person too. But you know what?
So I think like the lessons that you can kind of
the lessons that I've learned
from that situation, especially just in those early times, to where you got into.
I'm very impulsive in nature. I think there's greatness that comes with being impulsive. Yeah. But there's always consequences that come with it.
Honestly, the best and the curse, actually.
Yeah. So for me, being impulsive has definitely gotten me what I've always dreamed myself to be or to have, right? Being a mom by this age. I'm being loved and to love the way I am right now at this age. I wouldn't be here if I had taken the conservative direction, right? Okay. I would have never guessed that this is how it would have gotten here. But the lessons that I've learned is that there's just no shortcuts to anything in life.
Yeah.
You know, although it could have been quick, there's still so much that needed to be done, the work that needs to be put in to get to where you want to be as a woman, as a mother, as a partner. You know, you still got to take your time and learn your person. You got to be intentional about it. You got to love them, you know, and love them for love. Yeah. Because we have this idea that like when we infatuated, you know, you love the idea, then you love them.
Yeah.
And then there's loving them regardless of what they come with. You know, there are things that you obviously don't like about them.
Of course.
But you learn to tolerate some, interrogate others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 7 months in from giving birth, and I can tell you, this is the best our relationship has been ever since we've started. Yeah.
That's interesting because usually when a woman gives birth, I mean, as you said even before, but you went through like during your pregnancy, but what happens most of the time is that the focus becomes on the kid.
Yeah.
Then the relationship suffers.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, my daughter was a month old and we went out. You know what, guys?
You went out.
Yeah.
A month old.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you say went out, it's not like a date.
Like went out, whatever going out looked like for us, be it a date, being go out for clubbing a lady, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, being a parent is not the end of the world, and being a parent should not strip you of your life and your youngness. I'm very young, guys. 25. It's giving teenage pregnancy, if you ask me. Okay. Yeah. So we did the things. We started doing things that we never did. Oh, well, we did do them, but then obviously we got limited way too quickly because of our decision to get pregnant. So I don't know, I felt like for me, and especially because I stayed at home, it felt like there was a lot of limitation. I did not have a lot of say with how my pregnancy could go. I mean, I'd want to go out, but people were like, but you're pregnant. You're being a mother. You need to stay still. Yeah. And so on. So me giving birth felt like a birth of new me, right? I wanted to go out a little more. I wanted to experience myself for the first time on the other side. The other side being a mother, right? So, I mean, I remember I went to go play netball, and I was 6 weeks postpartum. Yeah, it was a joke. Could barely lift my feet. But you know what? I did it. Played netball. I could barely lift my legs. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that should give you an idea of how much I felt like I was free to experience myself again. You know, so. And that made, it was the same for him as well. It felt like he was free as well to be a guy with his girl. You know, so yeah, very slippery slope. Yeah, but I mean, we got some balance in it.
Yeah, because considering your story, like could have gone left as well.
Very left.
So I think it's one of those things that you're grateful for, because in most cases there's a high possibility that you could have been doing this on your own. You know, or maybe co-parenting.
And I was ready to do it.
Oh, were you ready to? Yeah, you know,
pride. That's one of the things that my dad instilled in me growing up. The independence, right? The never allowing yourself to be seen like uwile. Yeah. No ma uwile wang. You know, like so don't let anybody know go to uwile.
Yeah, like don't look like your problems, baby.
Nah, like dress up, get that makeup on, look good, look like you've got everything figured out when you know for a fact that like you don't have anything figured out. I guess that's what has pushed me through a lot of things.
It's a whole like fake it until you make it, even though it sounds bad. But
I hate it, right? I stopped doing that. Yeah. I think 2 months out of my pregnancy, it just felt like, yo man, like it's as good as it gets. I was pregnant. I've gained a lot of weight, and you knowing me, I was quite the petite, sporty girl. You know what I mean? So the adjustment to that also took some time. And like the fake it till you make it for me didn't work because it's not like the weight is just gonna drop tomorrow. You know what I mean? I had to look at myself in the mirror and kind of let that land.
I'm actually just referring to the attitude in terms of what you're saying. In terms of,
Yeah.
you need to kind of like not look like your problems. Yes, you may not have everything figured out, but you can't now dwell in the
No, you can't.
in the downside of whatever's happening in your life.
Can't have a pity party, you know. Like no one's gonna come save you out of your little party.
Well, that's the funny thing because guys usually say that to themselves. Women usually can be saved if you think about it.
Oh,
right?
Not me.
Well, that's because you, like for some reasons I feel like you're a man. But anyway,
happy with that.
You know, you've got male tendencies, you know, but I'm just like an average woman in most cases, you know, they can go through life in the thoughts of like, you know, a man can save me and stuff like that. And all they just need to do is just put themselves out there enough. And maybe there's a certain guy who might be able to kind of come and rescue them.
Yeah.
So guys think how you think, like, you know, I can't be out here feeling sorry for myself. I need to make things work.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna come to save me and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that your frame of mind was coming from that perspective because you, like, women.
I mean, I had no choice because even with my varsity experience, right, and the degree I was doing, I mean, would get marks that I'm older than, you know what I mean? Like I'd be like 20 years old and my mark would be like 15%. You get what I mean? Like there was just no time, you know, to pity party, you know? Like I'm not saying don't feel the feelings, don't recognize what you're feeling for what it is. Yes, do, but at some point you just gotta get up and dust yourself and get on with it. You know what I mean? And I think that's how I ran with anything in my life for that matter. And for where our relationship was concerned and the pregnancy and so on, I think we both had to come to that party, right? Of at some point we're going to have to figure it out or we're going to have to end our relationship. Right. And for me, I've never imagined myself being a single mom.
But you're ready for it.
Yeah. It is what it is. Okay. I'm working. That's the only thing. Yeah, Sabanza, bro. Like, we'll figure it out.
Sabanza, bro.
Yeah, understand.
Cool. Okay, cool. Maybe just come here, like, just wrap it up quickly. So now you're engaged now, right?
Yeah, he sent his uncles, bakokotile and stuff. Really? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So how does like the thought of marriage, being a wife, like how do you feel about that whole process, that whole future?
You know what? I think it's only landing the way it should land now. Okay. Now that I've moved out of home, than it did when I was at home. Okay. Because we're in the same space. I think we're finding our feet in the same space. What does it mean for him to be my husband? And what does it mean for me to be his wife? You know, financially, physically, you know what I mean?
Do you guys plan or have you done like couples therapy or premarital?
We're actually due for it Monday.
Is it counseling? Yeah.
Monday onwards, we're doing that.
Oh, like this coming Monday? Yeah. I never get.
So could Miss Long, you know, I feel like he doesn't know my love language. Okay. We're doing that. Yeah. And like just being in the same space, I think we're learning each other, the dynamic. Okay. The current space that I'm in terms of work, I'm not happy. So I'm a little more reclined. And so I prefer working from home, as much avoiding the space as possible. You know, whereas with him, he absolutely loves where he is. And I love it for him, you know. But then the question becomes, where do we draw the line with coming back home late and being a family man, you know? And I was told, if you want to have money, your man gotta work late.
That's true. And it's funny because it brings back to the conversation we had earlier on off camera about the whole 50-50 and traditional.
I don't believe in that. 50-50 doesn't exist, bro. It's simple. It's very simple. Provide for me as a man. I'll take care of the rest. And we cannot measure that on 50-50.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a conversation that's happening in the dating market now, the whole traditional 50-50. Yeah. But then again, I mean, people throw words like providing, but then there's different providing levels for different people.
Listen, provide for me.
You understand what I'm saying? So no, but what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, providing can look different for you to another person.
Okay.
Like, another person or another woman, her providing is that, listen, I want flowers every week. I want you to buy me Chanel bags. I want you to do all this extra stuff and still pay the bills and all that jazz. And another woman providing is like, listen, just take care of the necessary stuff, like the heavy lifting stuff, mortgage, whatever, all the stuff that's important. Take care of that. And I can manage the minor stuff. That's not 50-50 per se.
But it's meeting each other halfway.
Yes, but for the woman also, in terms of even meeting each other halfway, he's still providing or is seen as that.
Yeah,
from her perspective.
Yeah,
but another woman would be like, nah.
Okay,
you know what? I'm trying to understand your perspective because I know it's different for different people. So I'm just trying to
I think that patriarchy is the best thing that has ever happened to the world.
Yes.
It was just blown out of proportion, I think. Okay. So I am where I am today and I have my daughter and like I think about it like more than I should probably. That like I'd actually really prefer to be at home. Whether or not I have someone to help me with my child, I prefer taking care of my ambitions and so on in a space where I have control over my home. For many reasons. I'll give you an example. I have to be at work 7:30. I leave at 4:30. I'm home by 5:30. It gives you enough time to cook dinner or whatever, right? But I can't even stop imagining that if I didn't have to be at work at 7:30, my daughter wouldn't have to wake up and not see my face. You know what I mean? But like, my man doesn't think about that. I mean, the gently goes to work and he doesn't even say bye. You know what I mean? Like it's the last thing on his mind. You know what I mean? Because like in his mind,
I'm out.
Yeah, it's like a khutla. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I just believe that patriarchy was not meant to be the seed to our demise as women. I think the generations that come before us and further back just took it too far, you know, took it to a point where it became oppressive for women, took it to a point like where you understand
like a dictatorship.
A dictatorship of some sort. But the principles of patriarchy I fully believe in, you know. A man must provide, you know. And for me, what providing looks like, I think also providing, like you were saying, it's subjective. It's dependent on what it is that you want, what you're exposed to social media and so on. Social media has been our worst enemy right now.
Right,
okay.
100%.
Yeah, because you see this guy buying this lady with a big bouquet of flowers with 100 rands in it, and then you want your guy ocholang 500 and it's the same thing. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So for me, provision for my man looks like making sure that we are well off at home, right? We're properly fed, we're properly taken care of, right? Any other thing, I think it will come as we grow in our relationship, as we grow in our careers, right? Buying me a push gift, you know, buying me my Chanel bag. He knows I'm a glam queen, you know. He knows I've got an expensive taste. He knows, you know. I mean...
And he still engaged you. So
yeah, you know what I'm saying? He knows, like, oh my God. He knows that I won't wear a watch. Exactly. He knows I won't wear a watch unless it's a Daniel Wellington watch. You know what I mean? Like, he knows these things. And he knows that I've got a very expensive drinking taste. You know what I mean? Like, he knows all these things, right? And I know that he loves his corona and he moves on with his life, right? I know. Once in a while, I batla whiskey and I wait to hang about life. You understand what I'm saying? But I cannot put those things first before making sure that our daughter is well dressed. She's well fed. She's got nappies. She's got this. She's got school. She's got... So to the extent that our money can only take care of those things, I'm gonna have to kind of take a backseat with my Louis Vuitton bag. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm 25, dude. You know, like the taka that have that kind of thing going on in the same situation I'm in, most likely they're not. They're dating really old guys.
Trust.
You understand what I'm saying? So now I'm not dating a really old guy. He's just 3 years older than me.
Yeah.
So we're both into
man.
trying out.
Like what, 20, 28?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
He's still finding his
Definitely
his way.
the same way I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's about measuring what's most important to you, and me being me, I may be a glam queen. I want my, you know what I'm saying? But I'm very.
But you understand.
Yeah,
You understand.
I want peace, dog. Not go to go here fruit every day.
Yeah.
The least I want is for my daughter next door. Really,
Yeah.
I'm not into that. You understand? And if our money can afford that,
Yeah.
then we stick to that.
That's
you
cool.
know, yeah. And then we grow because I would never be with a man that has no ambition to make it in life. Yeah. So I fully trust that he will push to
He's got a
get
plan.
Yeah. And I'm quite hardworking myself, so I know that at some point it will come together. You know. So providing for me is got hierarchy. It's got a priority list. You know what I mean? Normal. It's like that Maslow's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah. Exactly that. That's how I operate, you know. So it's gotta be the roof. You know, are we happy with our home? Are we happy with how we're living? You know, the food, the this, the that. And hanyani, as life progresses, we'll move out of mukuku into apartment into mansion, standalone too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
I just hate the fact that right now we're so exposed to the end product and not the process.
True, man. It's rough, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. I really wish our influencers could do a little more work on showing us. On showing us when they were scraping the floor.
Yeah.
Instead of showing us driving the freaking Merc.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It will do good for our kids, you know.
Yeah. No, I think like the reason I say like it's important as well, because I feel like like everything you said is very important to ever probably it's either in a similar situation or maybe they're just kind of looking at life within your age gap as well. Because I mean, right now, like you said, people are looking at the end product, and unfortunately, as good as the end product looks, it comes with this. And I say slow problems. I say slow problems because it's problems that you might not see now.
Yeah.
But they might unfold as time goes, and all of a sudden, like, oh my gosh.
You know, so I just want to add to that. I had mentioned to you that I'm kind of not happy with my workplace right now.
Yeah.
And so it kind of like, I don't want to sound ungrateful, right? I've got to work and I've got a job and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
But like, it kind of makes me feel like I'm wasting my life away. In this time that I'm doing something that I can't even wake up in the morning for, you know? And I'm pretty sure that I'm probably not the only one that has felt this. You know what I mean? Even the greatest people probably have felt this. But like, I really just wish that like, for me growing up, I was exposed to that. That like, you know, I think it's crazy that we've got to choose subjects and in essence careers at the age of 15 when you choose the subjects, and then at 18 you must decide what degree you're doing and so on, because you're so young, you know nothing about life at the time. And so when you kind of get here where you actually have to live the career that you have chosen to be in and you're not happy, what is it that you need to kind of get into terms with? You know, for me personally, this is not the career line I had imagined I'm getting myself into, you know, and having to, I don't want to, pay my time, my 10,000 hours, you know. It feels like I'm wasting away that 10,000 hours because it's not in a place that I feel aligned in, you know. And I wish we could share these things a little more often, you know, that sometimes what you think is the best career might just turn out to be probably the most boring thing that you've ever come across, you know? 100%. Yeah, so even with relationships, it applies the same way. You see this guy that's doing supposedly really well, and then you date him, and then you find out that you know? Yeah, like, you know, so I'm speaking to myself and I guess to other people as well. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being easy on yourself, starting over again and figuring it out from scratch, that's a very tough thing to actually say to myself because I'm quite stuck up in my ways,
in your ways,
and in my direction, you know what I mean? And so when things look like they're not going well, I'm just like, yo, going back, what does that look like?
Right. No, exactly. No, but I think because it sounds like you have a very supportive partner, which is important. And obviously for people who don't have supportive partners, I guess sometimes can rely on that energy from family and stuff like that, But look, I can only encourage you to say, look, I mean, you're still pretty young as well to kind of figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
But it's all trial and error in most cases.
It is trial and error, and I think that's what terrifies me about getting married.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited, but equally terrified.
Because I can only imagine. I mean, like, I've never been married before, but I can only imagine is that obviously from how like recently we just heard of a separation happening.
Oh geez, the biggest relationship in the world. Yeah,
I'm like you're hearing all these things happening, and then you just hope that you don't become a statistic of divorce and. Because the thing about a relationship that you actually like end up realize that as time goes, people change, and you'll be very lucky and fortunate that if your change and your partner's change
is an alignment,
brings you guys closer and not apart. You know what I mean? And you can only hope for that to happen for you. So I think it's just the unknown of what happens in relationships and just how things can go left.
I'm gonna repeat myself and just say, like, the older you get, the tougher relationships become, dude. Like, and I don't want to even say values. No, man, who tough, man?
It's rough for everyone.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't. Like, there's a saying that, like, women have this thing of asking their man every second night, baby, do you still love me?
Is that a thing?
No, it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
No, not I think every once a week.
Literally right now, I just got that asked that question.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Last night I asked my man if we were sure about getting married.
Is it a okay. So it's like it's a reassurance thing. So is it a do you love me or do you still love me type of
I can show what it is, like of course there's the assurance and point of view. But more than anything, I think like no, to check, okay? You must check on the guy. Oh baby. You're seeing me in states that no one else is seeing me in. Are you sure you love me?
But you know what? I think I can understand that inquiry because I think sometimes people they go into autopilot sometimes.
Yeah.
Where I mean, like they do what they do normally. I mean, they get up, they do whatever, they kiss goodbye, but they're on autopilot.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's because they're so used to their habits of doing what they do. You never really know if they really. They appreciate the moment.
Yes.
The moment you say.
Yes, I like that because like, and I think that's a risk that a lot of gems fall for, right? It's because you're so caught up in being the man, the provider, right? That like you forget to kiss me goodbye when you say hello, baby, morning, how are you? Sorry at my nigga like a Monday, like bruh, say good morning to me.
Oh, okay.
Good morning.
Yes.
I tried Lele now.
You never forget this guy's closer, man.
Delay now. Goku. You know what I mean? Goku, like, I was in bully because in Lele now. You, some guys, I'm funding. Aye. Yo. Aye. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know.
You could share Zulu out there, man. It's
like, dude, it's so surreal, so I think, for me personally, like, yo, man, I've caught cold feet a bit too much for my liking because I've got such, I guess, high expectations, for myself and for him,
and family members,
and you know what I'm saying. I'm scared that like. Will your family really accept me for who I am? Now I'm not a typical Makoti, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
They must rest assured that I'll always have my hair done, my nails done, and I'll be speaking my English. If they have no problem with that, they must speak their Xhosa I'll speak my English. It's fine.
And I think it's tricky though, because I always feel for women in this aspect, because it's almost like, even now, in most cases, like when relationships are still in the boyfriend girlfriend stage, it's almost like even now, if you to have a conversation with your man, like, listen, baby, like, you know how I am, and your family, but then for some reason, and this is not all situations, but as soon as the lobola is paid, marriage is done, now it's almost like the same conversation that you had before all of that. When it happens post the whole Noko, it's like, no, but then now you're mine. Now I've paid for you.
You
now,
understand what I'm saying?
Now there's different rules that need to apply. Even before the marriage, there was a conversation where you guys had actually agreed and had an understanding.
Yeah.
If we were to ever get married, this is how I am. And you're like, no, but you understand. Yeah. But then once you're married, and it's either maybe it's actually the guy himself, maybe him being who he is, or maybe it's the pressure from the family.
Yeah.
Where they're like, no, but your Makoti has to handle 1, 2, 3 as the Makoti officially.
Look, you know, fortunately for me, I do come from should I say village background or traditional background? Whatever suits the situation best, right? Traditional, right? So I have exposure to your rural living and the things that you'd have to do. I understand. So fortunately for me,
you know that,
yeah. I understand what I'm saying? And I've come to learn that, like, the things...
like, just an image of you, like, with the tuku camp, but with the extra pairs out there on the side.
Yes, that's definitely me. Oh, my God. That is so me. Like, it actually happened last year. Yeah, it happened, bro. And like, everyone was like, why would you buy a 0%? Why would you get a 0% extra pairs?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
No, that's crazy. Man.
So for me, like, marriage, I think it's a very big step to take.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to do it with him because of the man he's proven himself to be to me. It's a very, very unique situation. Like, if you know me well, you'll know I've been in relationships for like 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, here's the guy with the most Xhosa accent in the world. He engages me in like 6-7 months.
And here you are.
And here I am. Is it perfect? No. Actually, I mentioned to you that I asked him, given what we know about our relationship and the history that we have and the challenges that we've been through, does he think it's a good idea that we're actually getting married now? You know, and meaning now as in like, now, should we not delay it by a year or so, whatever? And he said to me, the only answer I can give you is that we're growing. And that's enough reason for me to marry you.
Okay.
Right? Over and above any other thing. Because I was asking him, besides the child, families, you know what I'm saying? You and I, like, how are we looking in your opinion? And he said, no, we're growing, you know, and
that was enough?
Ish.
It put your heart at rest.
Ish. And I slept like a baby.
I know, man. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, man. Listen, obviously, there's so much we can talk about, man.
Too much.
But time is on our end, so. But I think like everything that you've spoken about is very quite insightful, and I'm hoping people who listen to your words and can relate to it or can have a little bit of inspiration from it as well.
Yeah.
And hopefully, they can just realize that, listen, sometimes things do happen quickly and it's not the end of the road.
Yeah.
And sometimes if it feels right,
just go with it, man.
Just go with it and
in anything, right?
Yeah, anything and everything as well. Like take that leap. It becomes part of your story at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you need to be able just to move with what happens, be honest to yourself, which is where the whole intuition and instinct comes in, and take it one day at a time.
Take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
Take it one event at a time. Take it one thought at a time. But most of all, like, don't shy away for any reason from yourself.
Yeah.
No. Now keep up pale. Like, life will throw you the most unexpected things that you've never would have imagined, right?
Yeah.
And funny enough, you'll come out greater than you would have expected.
Yeah.
So, there's that saying, never say never.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never, Shem.
No, that's true. That's true.
So yeah, thank you for having me.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. I know, like we've been meaning to do this for a while, but
I mean, we planned this when I was pregnant.
Yeah, when you're still out there, going, now hearing your story, hey, your pregnancy was going through some other things.
I was moving through it. Toby, you know what I'm saying? No, but we made it out.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you, man. Yeah. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode with Shadi, and until the next episode, like I'm saying, I was telling myself, like, I want to stop saying like and subscribe. I feel like people who enjoy content, they will subscribe automatically.
You know what? It's called media. Listen, guys, thank you for watching the episodes. Don't forget to like, and share, and subscribe. Comments, please. For love it. It's called...
No, of course. Anyway, like what she said, guys. Anyway, guys, see you on the next episode, man. Shout out.
Bye.
Here we are.